There have been so many people that have rejected the word of God, the ways of God, the wisdom, the advice that has come because it don't feel right. I just didn't feel right when you said it to me. It's the way you said it. I didn't feel. Okay. It just seemed like the way you said that to me, you was just trying to make me feel some kind of way. So you can't live your life based upon, you can't make the decisions based upon sensual wisdom. And the last one is demonic. Just straight up, that was from the devil. And I want you to know that devilish demonic wisdom does not sound evil at all. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Here's how much sense it makes. It makes so much sense that you feel like a fool if you do it God's way. Anybody ready to step out there and be a fool for the Lord now? It's that crazy stuff that God will tell you to do. I know I've been there. Me and my wife have been there. I remember in our early days of our marriage, we had this car. The tires always going flat. This one tire kept going flat all the time. In fact, every morning I'd have to put air in this tire just so that I could get to work. So we can get, y'all know about them slow leaks. You put air in the tire every morning and it'll last you all the way to the next morning when you have to go and put air in it again. Okay. Finally, I bought some new tires, bought a new tire, not even a used tire. We was really broke. And replaced it, and I put that no good slow leak tire in the trunk to be the spare. Pumped it up, full as it can get, and I always knew that you pretty much had, you get a few hours out of it before it would go down, but I figured that'd be good if it's used as a spare because it'll last at least until I can get it done. Well, we took a trip to St. Louis, and on our way back, we had a blowout, and it was and the only tire we had was that slow leak tire that I knew it was not going to make the rest of the trip to get us back home. We were living in Tulsa at the time, and so we had gone to St. Louis, and we knew, and that's about 6.5-hour trip. I'm like, this tire is not going to make it if I put this spare that I know has a slow leak. But had no choice. Put the tire on. I'll never forget. I laid my hands on that tire, and all I said was, Lord, please. That was it. I'm talking about the supernatural, the going beyond the natural wisdom. Not only did we make it home on that tire, but lasted a whole week. Yeah! Even after we got back, the tire was still up. The next morning, I'm thinking I'm going to have to get up and do the whole usual thing. But still, went to work the next day. Still. It lasted a week until I was able to get a paycheck to buy my God. So this is what I'm talking about. Learning to live in this whole different wisdom, this whole different mindset. The seed that had been sown, I guess it found good soil because the seed that came forth in that moment was, I ain't got nowhere else to go but to God. And I'm trusting you, God. All I wanted was just to get back home. We just wanted to make it. We were living in Tulsa at the time. We just wanted to get back to Tulsa. But I had nowhere else to go. Why am I saying this? Because remember I said that word keeps coming, and the word keeps coming, and the word keeps coming. And eventually there's going to be somewhere that word gets tested. And that's not the moment to go, oh, God, please, we stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. And that was the days before cell phones. There was no cell phones. Oh, God, what are we going to do? Because what I could have done was, after putting the tire on, was just try to make it to the next closest town and try to find a mechanic to replace all of this. And no, went all the way through. Because the natural would have been say, stop, the next exit, get a mechanic, pay probably $200 or $300 for, because folks take advantage of you when you stuck out in the middle of nowhere. So what I'm getting at is, this is that whole new kingdom mindset culture, whole different thing. Receive the seeds, the words that are coming. Stop living according to the natural. Stop living according to my feelings. Stop listening to the demonic wisdom that comes from the enemy that tells us God's way don't work.